Welcome. This is Master Lease and Option video tutorial number 2. My name is Jeffrey Smith. This is Microsoft Excel, the Master Lease and Option spreadsheet. At the top, we have the property description with the name, the address, city, state, and zip, the analysis date, and the file number consisting of the 4-digit year and 4-digit serial number. This spreadsheet is organized as 2 columns. On the left column is the current operating data for the distressed property, and on the right column is the as yet unrealized pro forma operating data after repositioning and stabilizing. On the current debt structure, this is information you've obtained from the property owner: the annual interest rate, the current loan balance, current monthly debt service for the first and second position financing. The spreadsheet calculates the remaining amortization periods based on the input loan balance and debt service and interest rate. The spreadsheet also calculates the blended loan-to-value and the blended annual interest rate and the blended annual debt constant. The debt service is the sum of the primary debt service and the secondary debt service. Going down, we calculate the debt coverage ratio as the current net operating income divided by the annual debt service. We then plug in the negotiated capitalization rate to determine the current capitalized property value. From that, we can then deduce what the equity to value is and the gross return on equity. This is also called the cash on cash return. Over on the pro forma side, we then calculate what the future performance will be based upon our anticipated markup on the gross scheduled income to bring the rents up to market rate, what we want the vacancy and credit loss to be, and other income, and the operating expense ratio for the property. We see that this improved performance will increase the net operating income by 63%. Therefore, there is upside potential in this property. Then we calculate the debt parameters to wrap the existing debt with a primary debt structure and wrap the owner's equity with a secondary debt structure. You'll see here that $352,000 is equal to the blended loan-to-value, so we're wrapping the existing first and second debt, which is combined at $352,000, over here. And then we are wrapping the equity to value of $88,000 with a secondary note. The blended loan-to-value is 70%. Determined by entering a value of 30% for the equity to value, and the combined debt present value is equal to the property value. We've also determined that we need the annual debt constant to be equal to the current capitalization rate so that we can service the existing debt and the current property value from these parameters. Now, when we achieve this pro forma operating data, we will have a debt coverage ratio of 1.63. We will have a capitalized property value of $628,571 based upon a computed derived capitalization rate based on the cost and structure of this pro forma financing. We can then put in some adjustments down here for the commencement of this master lease and option by getting a credit from the seller to the buyer for the repairs that we found during our due diligence. Also, a credit for option consideration for the master lease. We value that through negotiation with the seller that it's worth $2,000. We also asked the seller to pay our closing costs of $2,500. These total adjustments are then subtracted from the current capitalized property value so that our net purchase price is $410,500, and then the debt present value for our pro forma debt structure is then adjusted accordingly. And we see here that even though we specified 300 payments for the secondary debt, with this equity adjustment in the secondary debt down to $58,500, we now have an amortization term of 91 payments. Now, with these values in place, we can then generate a letter of intent that we can submit to the seller for these parameters. In the next video, we'll show how to generate the letter of intent for the master lease and option with Microsoft Word 2007 mail merge templates. This has been Master Lease and Option video tutorial number 2. My name is Jeffrey Smith, and thank you for your support.